right. Well, welcome everyone to this important webinar on the key to employee financial wellness. My name is Alexander McCoben, and I am just absolutely thrilled to have you join us today because financial wellness is an increasingly important subject when thinking about taking care of your employees. And for those who aren't familiar with it, financial wellness is that feeling of having financial security and financial freedom of choice in the present and when considering the future, in which people are able to manage their bills and expenses, pay their debts, weather unexpected financial emergencies, and plan for their long-term financial goals, like building a college savings for their children or retirement later on. In my career, I've had the opportunity to work with thousands of companies and leaders who aren't just driven by purpose, but transform that purpose into reality to make people and the world better off. And that's why I'm thrilled to be working now with Credit and Debt by IDIQ to expand financial literacy education and provide financial wellness tools to all Americans to help them achieve their personal goals. And I'm joined today by two of the individuals who make Credit and Debt possible. The first is Jeff Mandel, the CEO of Credit and Debt and president of IDIQ, who has more than 30 years of experience in the financial services industry and is considered one of the nation's leading experts in consumer credit. And of course, Abigail Masterson, the director of product and marketing at Credit and Debt, who makes all of this possible with this incredible platform. In today's webinar, we're going to begin by introducing Credit and Debt. So we can go to the next slide, Abby. Then explaining what this platform is and why financial wellness is so important to consider as an employee benefit in 2023, with specifically 3 ways that you're able to leverage financial wellness as a tool for your company. The first being to attract and retain talent. The second, to empower your employees. And the third is to protect your employees in a way that they've never experienced before. And of course, at the end of this presentation, we're going to save time for Q&A. So if you have any questions at any point, feel free to type them into the chat box or the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We're going to get to that all at the end. But to kick everything off, it is my absolute pleasure to turn it over to Jeff and Abby.
Thanks, Alexander. And thanks, everybody, for taking the time out of your schedules to join us today. We're super excited to talk a little bit about what we do, how we do it, and hopefully how we can help you and your organizations. You know, we and I have been on a mission. We as a company for the last 4 years and me over the last 3 decades in really taking a look at this gap in the United States with the lack of transparency around financial data and how credit works and how debt works and how to make it work for each individual. So we formed Credit and Debt back in 2009. And when you think about the industry, there's been a lot of platforms that have come out to help consumers, starting with the likes of Credit Karma, NerdWallet, Mint.com, and they all really focus on DIY and self-help and providing consumers access to information around their credit data, their budgeting, et cetera. But nobody offers the ability to actually take that information and personalize it and help individuals. And the big differentiation in us is we combine all of that and we layer in personal expert coaches to help individuals to take that complex and to demystify it and make it personal and help them apply it to what their needs and their goals are. So as we've taken a look at the economy, we've all been through this journey, especially over the last couple of years through COVID, and you look at what companies have done to help individuals. And there's been so much focused on helping individuals with their physical health and their health insurance benefits, but we really haven't focused as organizations on the financial health and the impact and the adverse impacts that financial health has on each individual, and equally importantly, what those impacts are on us in running organizations. So big thing we're really trying to do is just help you have additional resources to provide your employees that supplement what they're doing on the physical health side with their financial health. So when we think about the struggles as an organization, more and more it's competitive to attract and retain great talent. And when you think about the adverse impacts that financial health has on individuals, it's pretty significant. And it impacts their ability to, with their stress, it impacts their ability to stay focused. It impacts their ability to show up for work or to be punctual. And so what we've really done is focus on how, again, we can give you a supplemental resource to help individuals with what they're dealing with each and every day. So there's a lot of research that's starting to come out. And it's very interesting when you look at demand. 93% of employees actually want help with financial planning and advisory services. But conversely, when we look at we as organizations, only 28% of us actually provide them. It's a pretty daunting gap that we're all faced with. So we like to, in what we're doing, we all have intuition about what the needs are, but it's so important to be objective and really take a look and listen to our key stakeholders and our employees and understand directly what the gap is, what their needs are, more than just the disparity of 93% want it and 28% are being offered. So when you start breaking it down, peeling back the onion a little bit, 71% of the full-time employees actually want to increase their savings, which is very interesting, especially when you look at what individuals did with the stimulus checks that they were getting. Two, and one of the biggest areas that drives stress and other related issues is paying off debt. And 63% of employees actually want help. And then when you look at the corresponding impact and desires as it relates to their credit score, 45% want to increase their credit score. But as many of you may or not know, right? How do we learn how to build credit? We learn how to build credit typically through trial and error and on our own and making mistakes and then learning from those mistakes and applying it to learn how to build it. But part of this is helping consumers understand the lack of transparency, their algorithms, and how credit scores work, and then make smarter decisions so that they can use credit wisely and more to their benefit. Nobody's looking, right, they don't really care what their credit score is. They have a goal. They want to buy a car. They want to buy a house. They want to reduce their interest expense, but they have really limited ideas on how to do that. And so part of it is providing them the resources to help them. The whole point here, or notion, is we have a responsibility and an opportunity to build that loyalty, to provide that support, and most importantly, empower our employees to make smarter decisions, give them that peace of mind, reduce that stress, and the corresponding impacts for us in running organizations is dramatic. So again, breaking down some of the gap and disparity that I previously referenced, the impact that stress associated with credit and debt and the overwhelming challenges that people are faced with on a daily basis impacts so many different aspects of their lives, whether it's their work life, their family and their kids. They come home, they're stressed, how they react, their ability to get effective sleep, their ability to have access to education, secondary education, et cetera. There's just this very strong correlation between financial stress and job performance and their ability to actually perform at their optimal levels. And it's a vicious cycle. So what we're trying to do is, again, to reiterate the same point, is to provide supplemental resources to help you as an employer with your employees in a way that's really never been offered before, to help them with the day-to-day challenges of paying bills, mounting credit card and debt issues, et cetera. The big difference with our platform, again, is we take that complex or lack of transparency associated with credit and debt, we apply that in ways that's useful and informational, and we layer that in with our expert coaches to, again, demystify these issues and help consumers make smarter day-to-day decisions. So just to go a little bit deeper with financial coaching, the way this works, and again, just want to highlight the point that we make this available for everybody. Everything we do as credit and debt is free, but nobody has to use it. It's just there as a resource. So the point there is that we provide lots of resources to individuals that enables them and empowers them to make these smarter decisions where and when and how they want to do it. But as it specifically relates to coaching, we have expert certified coaches that schedule some time or just call into the call center. What we do is we do a soft pull of a credit, so no adverse impact on an individual's credit score. We engage with each of your employees to help them understand what their needs are, what those goals are. And what's very interesting is there's often a lack of congruity between those goals and needs and what that storyboard says in somebody's credit report. Then we break that down with those goals, needs into a budget and help them really understand where they are from an economic perspective, where they are from a debt perspective, what their credit score looks like, and then essentially put a plan in place that enables them to achieve those goals. Each of those coaching sessions on average is about 30 minutes, so it's not a lot of time, but overwhelmingly we see just tremendous responses from our members about our ability to help them in a way that they've never been helped before.
So to build off coaching, we want to talk about all the benefits that employees can access when they become a credit and debt member. So of course, like Jeff mentioned, they have access to that financial coach for free from any time in their dashboard. So whether somebody is just looking for a quick question on a budgeting tip or what credit card might be right for them in their current financial situation, or maybe they need an in-depth 30-minute session like Jeff was mentioning, all of that is available from the dashboard. But getting into some of the other opportunities that people have in the dashboard itself is everyone also has access to our money management platform and Money Sensei technology. So they can securely connect their bank accounts, their credit lines. So whether it's an auto loan, your mortgage, student loans, any credit line that an employee might have, they can connect it to the platform and then get an aggregate view of their financial picture. So we also have a money management marketplace. So when they're ready and they have the opportunity to maybe apply for a credit card that might take them to the next level of where they're looking to be in their finances, they can do that. They can explore their credit card options right from our platform. They can also get a view of the opportunity for a personal loan or maybe student loan refinancing or getting a private student loan. All of that and so much more is available in the platform. What I ask is that right now, you're only getting a small sample of everything that credit and debt has to offer. So if you're seeing some things you might have more questions about, or you just want to see how the platform works all together, reach out to me directly. My email information will be at the end of this webinar with the way you can get in contact with me, and just reach out and I'll do a demo for you and I'll let you know exactly what that experience will look like for you and your employees. Jeff also mentioned a little bit about some names you might recognize in the space. So you might have heard of NerdWallet, Credit Karma, Mint. There's some other money management platforms and personal finance tools in the space. And our standout, of course, is that free live financial coaching, but I want to highlight a few others as well. So you might be thinking, I already use these, or my employees, I'm sure, use these tools. But what we've done is created a space that aggregates your financial data and gets you access through IDIQ to your credit data, and we combine it all in one place. And so whether your employees are looking to get DIY help, where they can find all over the internet, you can find articles to read and self-help, you can also get access to that educational material however you might want to. So whether you are looking to read an article, watch a video, or get on the phone with our financial coach, you can get access to the information however you might want to. So we're much more than just self-help. And in recent years, we've spent a lot of time surveying and listening to our customers to ensure we understand their needs and not only what they want to see, but also how they want to get access to that. So we're really excited. We are just launching our app, the Credit and Debt app, where consumers can get access to their accounts and everything they get on the web version of the Credit and Debt platform right from their phone. So they'll have insights as to how their spending is tracking through the month, if they have debt payments coming up, and all of these alerts are available through push notifications via the app. So they'll come straight to your phone, and it's really a mobile accessibility that you can have and take with you anywhere. So it's that sense of security that we want to provide our members. So with all the benefits that we've covered within credit and debt, we also understand the need for employees to protect their finances. It's not just getting access to them, it's ensuring that they're secure. So I want to expand on what we've discussed so far to talk about the bigger picture of credit and debt as an IDIQ company, because protecting our members is the cornerstone, really the foundation of what the company was built from. So identity theft and credit monitoring are so important, yet so few people actually talk about them or even understand what that really means. So when we talk about identity theft and credit monitoring, we think about insurance. You have insurance to protect your car, you have insurance to protect your home, and a variety of other things in your life. But your identity and your finances are arguably as, if not more important than those items in your life.
Oh, what's interesting is I'm gonna go off script, which always makes Abby a little bit nervous. And there was a study that we just received this morning from Harvard, actually talking about the impact of financial stress on individuals, and a stat that jumped out. And if anybody wants the study after this, let us know. We're glad to forward that to you as well. But 51%, debt-related financial distress, where individuals are worried about food, housing, health expenses, etc., are associated with 51% increased odds in depression. And so when you equate this back as employers about dealing with our employees and financial benefits and health benefits, and so much is focused on helping individuals dealing with a lot of things in their life, such as depression. There's just, again, from Harvard, one more study that just came out validating what a dramatic impact financial health has. So again, it just ties in with the points that we have here. And to reiterate what Abby just said, 86% of identity theft victims reported feeling worried, angry, and frustrated. You directly correlate that with the stat that I just shared of depression. It's, again, pretty daunting. Also, when you take a look at the next one, 40% of identity theft victims incurred a material out-of-pocket expense. Typically this, and when you now equate this into dollars, it's in the thousands of dollars per event and what this each individual incurs. And oftentimes, on average, that leads to about 2.5 weeks worth of missed work. So again, just hard facts, direct correlating impact of how each of our employees, when they are impacted by something such as this, the adverse impacts it has on us as an organization and them personally in their lives. So I want to transition a little bit and build off what Abby mentioned a few minutes ago. So some of you may or may not know, but our company, Credit and Debt, was acquired by IDIQ back in June, and it was just the most amazing experience, and we couldn't be more excited because of the resources that IDIQ brings, the breadth and expanded services and options to, again, help our members and individuals across the country like your employees. So in addition to Identity IQ's suite of services offered both through Identity IQ and the My Score IQ products, recently acquired a company in 2022 by the name of Resident Link. What Resident Link provides is the ability for individuals, primarily renters, to have positive reporting on their rental payments and positive reporting on utility payments. This is something that historically has only been reported to the credit bureaus if payments were missed or it was adverse, especially on the rental side. So part of what we're trying to do in providing credit building resources is to help individuals to build their credit, to rebuild their credit, and to essentially improve their credit by providing these supplemental resources to help them. Additionally, a few months ago, IDIQ acquired Countrywide Prepaid Legal. And one more solution that we're now able to provide is affordable prepaid legal services. You know, the far majority of society, again, using the insurance analogy, an example that Abby provided, only use legal services at that time of need, and it's daunting what those expenses can be. So what this provides is the ability to upfront for a small amount of money per year, have access to a nationwide network of attorneys. And again, we're super excited about layering that additional service into IDIQ suite of services and the credit and debt platform to help consumers and your employees. The whole mission and strategy for IDIQ is for us, again, to continue to build out these suite of services that help individuals tied to their financial health and protecting their identity and giving them not only ready, but timely access in a meaningful and useful way. So when you start looking at, again, these different services that we provide through identity theft protection, credit scores and credit monitoring and credit alerts in ways that nobody else does. We're the only company that provides real-time credit alerts to individuals. And just to make that more clear, and what that means is most companies, when they're providing the credit alert, there's a delay. It could be hours, it could be days. We provide it in real time. And the difference in getting information right now versus tomorrow as it relates to somebody that has a breach on their identity or on their financial accounts is critical, and the amount of savings and time that can benefit them. So again, a lot of focus of what we have and what we're building is to help mitigate those risks in a differentiating way. Obviously, we talked about the platform and the coaching that we provide. And then I just went over the benefits that we provide as our multifamily solutions with positive rental and utility reporting and the prepaid legal services. So again, we're continuing to build these services out. We welcome the feedback from each of you as well. And our whole mission is to provide services that help consumers in ways that they haven't before in an integrated way. Just want to highlight one of the big items about IDIQ that I haven't discussed up to this point in time is that every one of our employees, and as it relates to helping individuals with their identity and their credit, is US based. So just from a security, identity, theft protection perspective, something that's very near and dear to us. But we have a very robust suite of services. And again, we have fraud restoration experts. They're all US based, and it's built on helping individuals in a way that they're comfortable with. So whether you've heard of IDIQ and credit and debt up to this point or not, want to let you know that we've helped over 2 million members. And I want to take this time to just share a personal story that is very near and dear to me. There was a gentleman that I was introduced to who's one of the most decorated American veterans. And we have videos online in credit and debt talking about his story and what he did and what he's been through. His name is John Wayne Walding. and just the most inspirational person I've ever met in my life. But John was introduced to me, not just the company, and his credit score was in the mid to high 500s. And he wanted to buy a house and couldn't. And here's somebody who literally is giving everything, including his leg, to America, has made really smart financial decisions, but just because of time that he served and things that he experienced and not knowing what decisions to make, his credit score has suffered. So I agreed to meet with him, talk to him. I looked at his credit report. And what was apparent to me was the financial institutions that were adversely impacting his credit score weren't reporting on things correctly. So by helping him within 30 days and just taking a look at his situation, making some phone calls, understanding what the actual laws and rules were, within 30 days, we got his credit score up to the mid 700s. And again, just through personal advice and being an advocate to help him and understand what was right and what was wrong. And within 6 months, he bought the home that he was trying to buy that he kept getting denied for. So it's one of these personal stories of how we can give back to those that serve us as Americans, those that have helped us. And when we can apply that down to employees within our organization, the ability to attract and retain our employees when you help them in ways they've never been helped before goes up exponentially. And our mission, again, is to help everybody that we possibly can. Everything we do as credit and debt is free. There's no charge, there's no gimmicks. We don't even have an ability through credit and debt to accept a credit card. Our mission is to help you as employers, to help your employees in ways, like I said, that they've never been helped before.
So let's just recap what we've covered in this webinar. The first is that financial wellness is good for your employees and a benefit to offer them for 3 reasons. The first is that it helps you attract and retain strong talent for your company. The second is that it empowers them to achieve their goals. And thirdly, as Jeff was just talking about, it protects them in a way that they've never had before, providing that insurance for their financial well-being. And the way that credit and debt uniquely offers this is through a completely free platform, free for your employees, free for you as an employer to offer to them while still being co-branded along with your company, so that they get access to a platform where they're able to manage their finances, to educational resources, to better understand finances, and to access free live coaching for people to look at their unique situation, make them aware of all of their options available, and help put them on the path to achieve their goals. I want to just, again, thank you all for joining this webinar and say that we would love to talk with you. If you have any follow-up questions, our contact information is going to be provided, not just on this slide, but after the webinar, so that we can answer any questions you have about credit and debt, about financial wellness as a benefit for your employees, and ways that you as an employer can better support your employees in this important way.
Thank you, Alexander. So we're going to jump into our Q&A, but before we do, if you haven't had a chance to get your questions into the Q&A, go ahead and plug them in now. But just to talk a little bit about what you're seeing here, we'll send this out after the webinar, and you can use this link to sign up for credit and debt for free and test it out. But like I said, you can also send me an email. I'm happy to do a demo to show you what it would look like for your audience. With that in mind, like I said, put your Q&A questions in there. We'll get started with the first question. Let me see here. So, Jeff, you touched on this a little bit, but just to help clarify, one of the questions we got is, do my employees need to pay any out-of-pocket expenses for the credit and debt services?
Yeah, so I mean, that's the beauty of what we've built and the simplicity of it, right? Everybody always asks that question. What's it going to cost? What's it going to take to implement? And the simple answer is zero. We, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, we don't even have the ability to collect, a credit card through credit and debt. Everything for employers, the platform, what we do, how we do it for employees is free. And we made it that way, again, to create additional awareness and additional support for companies like yourselves.
Moving on, let's see. Next question is, can the credit and debt experience be co-branded? Alexander touched on this a little bit, but I actually I'll show you what the experience can look like, just a glimpse of what we do. So every time we have a new partner who might be utilizing the credit and debt experience for their customers or employees, we create a custom experience for that consumer. So it can be co-branded with your logo so that your employees know exactly where they are and how they got there. In addition to that, we also offer what's called a dynamic dashboard. And in that dashboard, we can have custom links, custom logos. So if you have a unique experience that you'd like to provide for your employees with the credit and debt platform, we can do that for you as well. So this landing page is how your employees will get access to credit and debt. And then from there, within the platform itself, we can customize that experience as well. So it's fully customizable and personalized to your employees. Another question that came in, and this is actually the last question we'll do today as we wrap up at 40 minutes, but is, will you do a webinar for our employees to present the credit and debt benefit and introduce the financial wellness package? So Jeff, will you go ahead and take this question, please?
Yes. Thanks, Abby. So the short answer again is yes. One of the challenges, it's hopefully easy to make a decision to offer a platform such as ours to help your employees. The bigger step, so from a technology perspective, from a process perspective, it's plug and play. It's super easy. It's quick. It's where we begin to work together is how do we create awareness and understanding amongst your employees of the benefit that the platform provides and why they should use it and how they should use it. And so a webinar would just be step one, but absolutely we'll work with you in how you want to communicate the message with content, materials, webinars. Again, we want to make you as employers enjoy and have the full benefit of what we do. But most importantly, again, with your employees, we want to make sure they're comfortable with it and understand it. And that's where the real work comes in. And we have a lot of expertise to work with you, but it doesn't take a lot of time because we do that with you.
Well, as we wrap up here, I wanted to give everybody our contact information. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. One thing I did want to mention is that the credit and debt platform itself, it's a plug and play tool. So it's as simple as figuring out with us the disbursement of how we get access to your employees, but it's a click of a button and a very quick enrollment process, and it's entirely free. So from that perspective, it's really easy. If we didn't get to your questions, I'll make sure that we have a slide in the back of this presentation when we send it out that answers all of your Q&A questions, or you're welcome to reach out to us directly. But thank you everybody for spending your time with us at the beginning of Q1, and we will hopefully hear from you very soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.